Hello, class. It's Mr. Rivera. Today for art, we will be talking about drawing with shapes. All right, so last class we talked about shapes. We reviewed a couple. Today we're going to look at how we can use those shapes to draw pictures. Okay, so there are many types of shapes. So some of the shapes we did review, others may be unfamiliar. And today we're going to look at a couple of these and use them to draw our picture. Right? So when artists draw a picture, they look at things and imagine them as shapes. So if we look at this picture of the flamingo, we could see that the artist looked at it and he pictured some shapes. He said, you know what, the body reminds me of an oval, the legs and the neck remind me of rectangles, the head looks also like an oval, and the beak and the tail reminds me of triangles. So they then took those shapes and drew them to create the shape of the flamingo, and they used that to create their drawing. So let's look at another example. So right here we can see 4 different forms. So a form is a 3D shape. And so there is a sphere, a cube, a cone, and a cylinder. So let's look at how this artist used these to draw his picture. Okay, so if we're looking at it right now, it doesn't look like much. We just see some shapes. So we see the sphere over here, the cube, cylinder, and cone in the background. And in the foreground, we see cylinders and cones, including parts of cones. All right, so using these, right now it doesn't look like much, but let's look at how their finished picture looked like. So as we can see, the bush was the sphere. The cube, cylinder, and cone are the barn, and the cylinders and cones is the tree. So then once the artist has their drawing, they would then add shading to it to create a realistic drawing. Now, we're not going to do anything like that today, but it's just nice to see how an artist creates their drawing. Okay, so let's look at some other examples here. So we can see this simple drawing of a duck. It is made from ovals, circle, and triangles. The bear is made of a rectangle, circles, and triangle. And the camera is made of a square, rectangles, circles, and a triangle. Right, so here's some other examples. We won't really go into specifics, but as you can see that the clown, the butterfly, and the train house and the tent are made of all shapes. Right, so what we're going to do today is we're going to work together to create a drawing of this robot. So you are going to want to have a piece of paper and pencil or crayon or marker to draw your picture. We will be working on this step by step, so feel free to pause if you have to get your materials ready. And when you are ready, you can unpause and we can start our drawing. All right, guys, so now we are going to start our drawing. As I said earlier, we are working together. So what I did to make it a little easier, I just printed it out. You don't have to do that. You could probably just watch this video, pause if you have to, and after I do one step, you do that step, right? So before I start, one of the things I did was I looked at the picture and I noticed there are 4 shapes. I see triangles, I see circles, I see squares, and I see rectangles. So if I could draw these 4 shapes, I should be able to draw this because that's all it is. All right, so first step I'm going to do is I'm going to draw the head. If I look at the head, I see it's a rectangle. So I'm going to draw a rectangle. And on top of that rectangle is a triangle. Okay, so then I'm going to add some circles for ears and the eyes, and then a curved line for the smile. Okay, now if I look at his neck, I see a little square. And his body is a big square. Okay, if I look at his body, I see some shapes which actually make a pattern. I see triangle, circle, triangle, circle. So I'm going to draw a circle, triangle, circle, triangle. All right, now for his arms, they're actually very skinny rectangles. So I'm going to draw a skinny rectangle and another one. And down here actually looks like he has a heart-shaped lollipop maybe. So I'm going to draw a line, and easy way to draw an upside down heart is to, looks like I'm drawing a triangle, and then at the bottom I'm going to draw a W. All right, so now we're going to move on to his other arm, which is a skinny rectangle, and another rectangle that's going to be skinny. All right, and then if I look at his other arm, it actually looks like he has maybe an ice cream cone with a couple scoops. So I'm going to draw an upside down triangle, and then I'm going to add 1, 2, 3 circles. All right, now I'm going to draw his legs, which are rectangles as well. And his shoes, which are also rectangles. And then he has these little circles. They might be clown shoes or maybe string or his shoelaces, who knows. All right, so there you have it. We now have our robot made from shapes. And what you're gonna do after this video, you can color it in, you can add some other things to it if you want. And when you are done, you wanna make sure that you upload a picture to Google Classroom. Okay, so now that you've finished your drawing, your assignment will be to color your drawing. If you wanna add a background to it, you may. When you are finished, you're going to take a picture of it, and you wanna make sure to upload to Google Classroom. If there are any questions, you can always email me, send me a message on Class Dojo, or send me a private message on Google Classroom. All right, so I will be seeing you guys next week when we start our next assignment. Hope you guys have a good week.